go do some stuff. Today we're working out of my garage and driveway. We are going to be installing a trailer hitch on my mom's 2006 Nissan Xterra. Most trailer hitches, as long as you get one that says no drilling required, is a very easy and DIY thing to do. So let's get to it. So let's go take a look at the hitch we got today. This hitch is a bolt-in hitch. There's multiple holes here on this side here, and basically it's going to be using holes in the chassis here and there's some bolts in the chassis to bolt in. It does give us hardware. Make sure they have hardware. I didn't see my hardware at first. It was actually in this area right here. Like, I ripped apart the back side here, and hardware and the instructions were there. And make sure to follow the instructions. Because this is kind of like an SUV kind of thing, we do not have to be jacking it up. I'm going to try not to jack it up just because I don't feel like it. But if you're doing it on a lower vehicle, you might need to jack it up. This comes with a nice little cover here. Instructions say to lower the tire first. I may need to drop the exhaust pipe because it's going to be hanging right underneath here. So if I can't try to loop it in there, I might have to just drop that a little bit. Oh, let's go do that real quick. So just a quick recap. I wanted to drop the spare tire, but there's a special tool that goes in here to drop the spare tire. This Xterra has over 300,000 miles in it, so it's kind of been missing for a while. So I'm going to see if I can try to get it in without the dropping the spare tire, or worst case scenario, I might have to try to get a socket in there, try to spin it down. Pretty sure I got to take off this bolt here. It uses one of those, and then there's a threaded bolt right here. And the supplied hardware should fit in one of those holes. I think it's that one I just pointed to. It's the same on the other side. So let's get to that. Hopefully it's long enough. Okay. Awesome. Same on the other side. If you refer back to my oil change video, I showed you guys a wrench extender trick. Well, you can actually buy a wrench extender, and basically, get this showing you guys right. You use box ends when you're taking things off. This is the box end. Basically, this goes on, and clamps on, and if you need to go the other way, you flip it over. And the longer this lever, the more leverage you got. Who would have thought? Definitely helps to have a set of hands, another set of hands. And this is where you witness me get hit in the face with this hitch. It's definitely a snug fit. Trying to at least get one side lined up where I can put the bolt back in, because it actually reuses that hole. Oh boy. Yeah. Don't want to put it in the wrong hole. Trust me. Man, it's just really hitting the. On this side, it's hitting the spare tire. On the side, this is the passenger side. The passenger side is fine, but the driver's side is just hitting the spare tire hard. may have to go to the junkyard and see if I can find a tool for that to get that loose, because it's a special kind of tool where it's like a T. So, if one of you guys have a Nissan Xterra and you're having trouble and you don't have the spare tire kit, what I did is I got a long pry bar. I stuck it in the service hole here. Then what I did is I took my phone and I kind of I put the camera on with the flash on, and I shoved it into the service hole here until I could see. Let's see if I can get a shot of this. Oh, I know the tire's loose, but basically I went to go see that right there. Yeah, I record and I'll see if I can input this footage, but I went to go see where the actual mechanism is, and all it is like a T tool that you need to do this. And I use the pry bar. Sorry, Mickey, you gotta edit this in profile, but I use a T tool, or I use a pry bar to spin this as if it's a T tool. And that's how I'm getting the tire down. Alright. Let me set you guys down and do that real quick. Now I just gotta get these holes lined up over here. It uses this bolt from what the instructions told me. And then I gotta get one of these lined up, and they only gave me 2 bolts, so I'm assuming I'll only use 1 hole each side. Yeah, they only gave me 2 bolts, so that's how many bolts I need, I guess. I'm not pulling a trailer with this. Maybe one day I might pull a trailer with it, but then I need to get wiring for it. But this is only gonna be holding up a scooter on a scooter rack, which I'll probably show in a little bit. These washers here, they have a little bit of teeth. You see them like that? You see them like that. I'm assuming it's going to go on the nut and face towards the bolt like this, or the opposite. Those teeth, they're probably a locking mechanism, so they stop the bolt from spinning. Let's see. Look at the instructions a little bit and see exactly how these bolts go. Actually, it should go on this way because there's no nut, so it should go on this way. But I would think it'd go maybe black washer and then this washer. Doesn't really look right though. Let's see. I messed up slightly, only slightly. So there's one more bolt I gotta remove. I gotta remove 2 bolts on each side, and then I just move the whole unit back a little bit more. I put the bolts in the wrong holes. Recap how I messed up. So I'm actually supposed to take off this bottom bolt there. This one right here. This hole goes here. This whole thing slides over, and then this goes on the next notch. This hole up there. Just to show you guys. That hole right there. That's where this bolt goes. I thought it was a little bit more farther, so it should feel a lot better after that. So let's do that real quick. Whoops. I'm still lying. That fits so much better now. Read your instructions first. It will get so much easier. Just read the instructions. Don't be like me. So, this black washer right here that came with the kit is going to come in between the trailer hitch and the car. So, you can sandwich in between those two. This curved, get up. This curved one is going to go on the bolt like this. It's going to go bolt directly in there. These little teeth there, they're kind of so they don't back out. To double check too that it's the same size, because sometimes they change size with aftermarket parts. And I'm actually going to get a ratchet because wrenching it all the way is not fun. I try to use more basic tools as possible. Just kind of show you guys that you don't need fancy snap-on big boxes, you don't need power tools and all that to do something simple like this. On the jobs that I have that will require it, I'll let you know. But mostly this is just a hand tool kind of job. If you do live in the north and the car is older, has a lot of miles like this one does, you're probably going to need like a propane torch to get the bolts loose, or impact will help. But I live in Florida, so this car has never seen snow. 300,000 miles underneath is mint, so I just think a speck of rust in it. So I'm gonna go get the rest of this hooked up, and I'll pop you guys in a second. Trouble in paradise. This last bolt, literally the sixth bolt, it's just slightly off, just a little bit off. So I have a couple options here. You know, I could try to drill this just to get this just a little bit over. Not even moving it does anything. It gives me just a tiny bit, but not enough. So I just need a little bit. So I could probably drill this. I have to try to do it without messing up the threads. It is a pretty good distance away. It's a pretty good gap away from here. Like almost fit my finger between here. So I'm probably gonna drill that. Other options would be try to bend it, but this is pretty thick steel. So I think I'm just gonna try to bend that top piece right there, just to give me a little bit of room, because it's just a little bit off. And that could be, you know, part of the reason could be manufacturer error, or honestly it's probably the car's old, you know, and they have slight differences in the chassis. So I'm just gonna drill that out real quick, and with the power of editing it'll be done. Basically I got all these bolts in. So what I did is I took off these two bottom bolts. I did try drilling it. I only got such a small amount, it didn't really matter. But I got the top bolt on, and then I was able to get one of the bolts lined up, and then I stuck a pry bar in between here and here, and I just pried down until I got one of the other bolts lined up. And it all lined up. And I am so ecstatic. So now all I gotta do now is double check all the bolts tightened up, and make sure they're all torqued down, and then just put the spare tire up and we're good to go. This is a scooter rack that I got for free from my mom. Call that successful. Well, that'll be it for this video. Please comment. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.